Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play some more flower letters. This time we're gonna hopefully do Magnus's route. Let's begin. Okay, my dear Hatchman. Okay, I'm gonna go the kid at the back first. It actually is the kid at the back. I choose a book called The Kid at the Back. It has a beautiful cover. A story that immerses yourself in an intriguing encounter of a mysterious man. Always in the radar, bending into the shadows. Ever's eyes shine with unusual intensity that invites you to look beyond his apparent visibility. Who is this mysterious character, and what secrets do his eyes hide? He has an interesting and captivating cover and description. Do I want to keep looking for our options? Yes, we have to find out which ones. I can't let this opportunity pass. This is definitely the perfect book. I start flipping through the pages, reading paragraph in there. Wait, did I say? No? No. Yes. That's what I meant. I went yes. Okay, which one's this? Colored Gaze. I didn't know if that was a C. I pick up the book called Colored Gaze. It has a beautiful cover. A story about a college student, by day and a night employee at a local convenience store. You dive into the world of intriguing encounters and mysterious revelations. Every night you meet a variety of interesting characters, but appearances can be deceiving. You never know who's hiding true colors behind a friendly smile. Will you be able to unravel the secrets of your nighttime customers? It has an interesting and captivating cover and description. Do I want to keep looking for our options? Yes. We got the kitten back. Oh, I love the little picture perfect boyfriend. Okay, I'm gonna have to show this. I'm just gonna see if I can this message this to. Okay, I have to. Let me see if I could show this to Aspire because there's a reference. I chose a book called Picture Perfect Boyfriend. It has a beautiful cover. A story about a matchmaking experiment invites you to complete an exclusive survey to discover who your perfect partner is. 4 potential boyfriends, each offering a unique and exciting experience. A fun and full of possibility moment awaits you with Vincent, John, Cadogan, and Ashton. Are you ready to embark on the romantic adventure and discover what surprises destiny has in store for you? It has interesting and captivating cover and description. Do I want to look forward to this? Do I want to keep looking for our options? Yes. Okay. I choose a book called Photography Project Solder. It's a beautiful cover. A story about the pressure of starting the school year, which adds to the concerns that you realize you're falling behind in your class, with the pending task of submitting a series of images related to the importance of theme for your teacher. You venture into the Chirico River on the outskirts of the city in search for inspiration desperate. However, when you find there's much more than just a simple landscape you encounter Zachariah, a stranger with a kind heart and captivating soul, whose presence in your life could change everything. Could this chance encounter lead your photography and your life in a completely unexpected direction? Yes, an interesting captivating cover and description. Do you want to keep looking? Yes. Because I know this by My Dear Hatchet Man. I never played this one. I need to look it up. I have Colored Gaze, though. My Dear Hatchet Man, which is a book called My Dear Hatchet Man. It has a beautiful cover. A story that invites you to let your guard down and embrace the tragedy of nature. But be careful, because sometimes danger lurks where least suspected. While enjoying the forest, you encounter a stranger whose intentions may not be as pure as they seem. Oh, they definitely weren't. Definitely aren't. If you look at the outline, because sadly, My Dear Hachiman has been cancelled, but the creator has shown the outline what was going to happen. Could this charming companion have developed a sex session with you? It has an interesting accompanying cover and description. Do you want to keep looking for our options? Yes. My Angel. I choose a book called My Angel. It has a beautiful cover. A story where the desire to start anew turns into a nightmare in a remote place. After being unjustly fired, you decide to seek a fresh start in a secluded location. However, things take a disturbing turn when you realize that everything is in this new environment seems to be embroiled with a strange sensation. From your apartment to the neighborhood, and above all, your mysterious neighbor Noah. What secrets does Noah hide in his apartment? Will you be able to cover the truth before it's too late? It has an interesting accompanying cover and description. Do you want to keep looking? Yes. I choose a book called 7 Bloody Nights. I think I have 7 Bloody Nights in my flash drive. I choose a book called Seven Bloody Nights. It has a beautiful cover. A story about how you find yourself in a life or death situation after a car crash, which will lead you straight to a mansion inhabited by irresistible vampires. Okay, got me on vampires. I prefer it to becoming their next meal if you don't claim their mansion before the week's over. Will you manage to survive the mansion? Will you uncover the friendship amidst the shadows of the night? We find true love amongst the darkness and danger. It has an interesting cabin cover and description. Yes, I want to do everything. I choose a book called Ascendant Form? I don't think I've seen that one either. It has a beautiful cover. Definitely gonna have to, before I continue, I'm gonna definitely pause it and look at some of the games. A story about how you decide to move to a different country. Leo presents himself as your kind host, giving you a warm welcome. However, as time goes by, you discover a dark secret about Leo that makes you question everything you thought you knew about him. What's Leo hiding? Will this discovery impartly fracture all the memories you shared together? It's like, yes. I said I was going to look at everything. I choose a book called Be My Muse. It's a beautiful cover. A story about how you're a student with one goal, to win the heart of your crush. However, your plans are friend when someone whose love for you is so intense it borders on obsession. Josephine will do anything possible to have you by her side or destroy you in the process. Can you protect your heart from the danger lurking in the shadows? Yeah. Yes. Okay, I know this one. I choose a book called Your Guardian Angel. It has a beautiful cover. A story about that challenges the boundaries between protection and obsession. After a attempt, you encounter a handsome and mysterious man. No. He will be your guardian angel, but as time passes, his protection turns into something deeper. How will you deal with the conflict between gratitude and fear of his growing obsession? And the superpowers demon, too. He's not the only one in this story. An RP. Red Phone. I choose a book called Red Phone. It's a beautiful cover. A story about how you were looking for a new housemate. Unexpectedly you found someone eccentric, pleasant, with a past that seems shrouded in shadows. A story unfolds. He will cover deeper issues such as harassment, toxic relationships, violence, murders, Electra. Who is Kato really? What secrets does he hide behind that friendly and warm facade? Okay, I want to see what these are. It's a figure of a character from a famous book called Ghost Ship Lovers. Davy must be one of the boys' favorites to have a figure of him. It's perfect cling in good condition. It looks brand new. As a figure of a Japanese girl, it must be a boy's favorite to have a figure of her. It's a figure of a character from a famous book, Apple Stashes, which only had like one game, sadly. Douglas must be one of the boys' favorites to have a figure of him. It's perfectly in good condition. It looks brand new. I'm gonna go with My Dear Hatchman. So we're gonna skip because we already saw it. Say no. I can't let this opportunity pass. This is definitely the perfect book. And I get to read about Alan. At least there's technically an outline of, there's an outline for My Dear Hatchetman, so I start flipping through the pages of the book, reading a paragraph here and there, getting lost in the lines. Nothing extraordinary had ever happened in my life. That's why I enjoy reading stories. I feel a strange sensation in my back. I take a glance. The boy is close to me, catch me off guard, looking over my shoulder. He was looking at me in a questioning way. I avert my gaze, feeling somewhat intimidated by his height. His eyes are quite deep. What are you reading? I show him the book. Maybe he thinks I'm going to steal it. It's just this book. I was reading the synopsis to see if it caught my attention. Just one book, you say? Okay, let me ask you some questions about that book. If most of them pique your interest, then that's what you're looking for. Do you believe that when you love someone, your entire existence is etched into your brain? If so, then does it matter when that one person changes? Will you always love them? Will it be the same for that person? Do you think love is enough to appreciate even the darkest parts? Pretty sure it's one to read about, My Dear Hatchetman. I just wanted to read Yandere's. If things go wrong and they drift away, will time or you ruined love? How deep and risky can you love to achieve what you desire? These are just some questions to get you into what you can expect. Pretty sure I know what there's gonna expect on this. I have read that outline. Do you like romance, suspense, or intrigue, or horror? Yes. Take with all above, so yes. If so, you probably love that book. It's one of my favorites here. It will leave you shivering with a sense of fear after finishing it. If you're looking for a book with different genres, then you're in the wrong section. It's like, no, I'm good with the Yandere fiction. The back is for action and the front aisle is for fiction. Most of them here are romance. I can show you the bookstore. Even though it's small, I can guide you to the genre you're looking for. No thanks, I'm actually looking for a book of romance. Of Yandere romance, to be precise. You know, sometimes love can be complicated and hard to understand because all the emotions, but there are some times when it's so simple. Or at least a romance book is sometimes. Let's Alice off chuckle, close his eyes, and I observe some wrinkles around his eyes, along with dark circles. Like he's been stalking people. Namely us. His job is probably exhausting to have such a tired physical appearance. I think it's his night job. Still, he doesn't seem too tired to have a friendly and calm attitude. I've had 0 hours of sleep and gone to work. You could be friendly without any sleep. His way of speaking to me is as if he wants to make me feel comfortable. He looks at me for a few seconds before clearing his throat and stepping back a bit, noticing that he's too close to me, invading my personal space. Are you interested in our topics? Because I have some recommendations for you. If you want to try something new, there's books about nerdy things, like Pokémon. Do you want to hear them? Sure. Alright, here are my recommendations if you want to ponder all day. You should try reading the book, The 11 Dimensions of the Universe. Another book I think you might be interested in is String Theory. It's a bit more challenging to grasp, but the scientific topics will have you obsessed with learning more. I always love talking about topics like these. I dabble in various philosophies, and I've always been intrigued by how the world works. I also think you would enjoy a book on time theory. Okay, yeah, time theory, I want to make a time machine. If you want something to spin your mind, then time machine theory. Yes, please. Does it come with pictures of the TARDIS? Personally, I believe we exist in all times, just as we are in the moment. Everything we will do at every moment also exists. It has always existed. Okay, we did exist back in medieval England, though. Let's be real. If we did, it would be if we have a time machine. I've always had this feeling of imagining all that I can relive my past moments and correct them, and have a second chance to fix all my mistakes. You just make another parallel universe. He pauses for a moment. There's a touch of sadness in his tone. After a while, his face displays a faint forced smile. Hey, what's your name? You're probably not one of my regular customers. Oh, sorry. I got caught up in our conversation. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Wyan, and you are... I glance at the name tag. On his shirt, it says Keith. He seems to be the manager here. Keith, right? Not manager, probably owner. Probably only has himself. That's right, I'm Keith. Keith Mortis. Nice to meet you. Wyan, did you just move here? I don't think I've seen you around before. No, I was born here, but I moved to another city for college. I'm just visiting for now. Oh, so you're just here to spend time with your family during the holidays? Yeah, but my dad had to travel for work. My mom passed away a long time ago. For now, I've been staying with a friend. I've been staying with a friend. Our dad's house. I start to overthink, remembering my mother, and was a bit nostalgic as I get lost in my thoughts. I mean, we literally weren't staying with Damien. We were literally in our own room. This Keith's eyes stayed on me, waiting for me to look back at him. I returned my gaze to him, giving him a shy smile. Sorry, I got off track. Oh, don't apologize. I just looking at you. I smile as I return my gaze to the book. So, is this your business? I speak to keep the conversation going and not make the atmosphere awkward. Plus, it wouldn't hurt to make friends with the staff, like at the art bookstore. Yes, I recently moved here to start my business idea. I used to live in a big city, but I wanted to live in a small town to be more comfortable. And this place is perfect. People are friendly. There's a few places to go even though it's small, and there's only this bookstore in the only this bookstore in this part of town. Well, there's 2 bookstores though. I'm not a social person. I don't go out much. I just come to work and go back home. But it's nice to know that people are friendly. Or that he's stalking us. One of them stalking us. After a long silence, I speak to create some conversation and make the atmosphere more pleasant. By the way, I passed by here yesterday, but it was closed. Oh yeah, I saw you trying to open it. I thought I had opened it, but I completely forgot. I started looking for keys to open it, but when I found them, he had already left. I apologize for that. I gave him a reassuring smile. Don't worry, I'm here now. By the way, did you make those flower-made books? The boy clears his throat before speaking. I smile involuntarily as if he's been waiting for that question. Actually, I make each book myself. Do you write some of the books? When I was a child, my mother used to tell me bedtime stories, and I started writing the stories at the age of 6 to impress her, to make her proud. So you literally wrote so many Yandere visual novels. So he's originally writing all the Yandere games, making them into novels. There was a stage in my life when I stopped writing because of some issues. The boy pauses, allowing me to intrigue about what he meant. What issue? My parents died when I was 8 years old, and I had to live in an orphanage. Since then, I had to face problems by myself. Problems like living alone. I had to learn to deal with loneliness and pain. I also had to take care of things like working, cleaning, cooking, and all that. I stay silent, regretting having asked. I think he wanted us to ask, though. I'm also really sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm sorry I asked. It's okay. Don't worry, it's no problem. It's something that happened when I was very young. I don't remember how my parents died. I just remember I had a good childhood, just me and her. The only memories I had are nice moments with my mother. Getting back to the topic, when I reached adulthood, I started writing again. I tried to get a job as a writer, but no publishing house wanted to buy my books. Probably because they realized that it was all already copyrighted books. So I started working as a janitor, save up enough to create this mini bookstore. I began learning how to make paper and experimenting with flowers until I created all these books. Incredible! You must really love writing to have create all these books. I like your hair. My hair? I nod with a friendly smile. His long curly hair looks soft. Thank you. The kids at the orphanage used to say the opposite. I was always an easy target for bullying, and always something about my appearance. Once I even cut all my hair off so that they would stop bothering me, but I regretted it because my hair reminded me of my mother's beautiful hair. Thank you for the compliment. It means a lot to me. Anyway, I'm glad to meet someone who enjoys reading all that. People usually think reading's boring, and I never felt like I had anyone to talk to about books. The only person I shared that hobby with was my mother when I was little. Although I feel very lonely here, I'm glad don't have to leave the bookstore. It's been very difficult to find a decent books these days. So that makes both of us bookworms. He had a soft, charming laugh on his face, somehow excludes a pleasant confidence. Alludes to a pleasant confidence. I love talking to you. I haven't enjoyed talking with someone this much. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I didn't bother you or make you feel uncomfortable. I guess I guess that's the book you want to take home, is it? I look at the book I've been observing earlier. I nod, still looking at me. He smiles. You can keep it. I'd like to give it to you as a home-warming gift. You've been really kind to me, and you also have a good taste in books. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised. Someone like you into reading. I mean, I want to have a date with you just for that. Sir? Really? Like, do I look like I don't read? He laughs, look at me, as if he expects it to be funny. Although it seems more like flirting than a joke. Except, his body language changed, now appearing more relaxed, although it was evident that he was trying to appear calm. Can we go out tomorrow? I have a perfect place to spend time together. If you come here tomorrow at the same time, I'll take it to the perfect spot. I reach into my pocket, searching for my phone to check the time. Where could it be? Did I forget it? I can't find it. I'm sure I had it in my pocket. I remember having it with me until I got to this place. Could I have dropped it? But where? I scanned the floor trying to find it. Are you looking for your phone by any chance? Yes, you saw it? Yes, it was tucked under some books. Although it might belong to a customer who came in yesterday and forgot it there. Can you find it? You can find it in the lost and found box. It's next to the counter. You can look for it without any problem. Oh, Cookie. He has a kitty. And it meows. Oh, no. I don't want to check it there. There's pictures of a cat. This one specifically. I look at each picture, one by one. Each one found a different perspective. From a different perspective. It's a bit strange that none of the pictures are of anything else. Except for that one. The cat in the counter must be the one in the pictures. He must love the cat so much that brings her to work, and have everything filled with pictures of her. The pictures are poorly taken, so I could swear he must have taken them himself. Hey, this doesn't look poorly taken. It's kind of funny and a bit peculiar. It's a shelf with many books. There's a plant behind the books, but I can't see what plant it is. At least the leaves look like a carrot leaves. I can see a bottle of something on the side. There's a small picture of a frame in front of the books. All the books. It looks like a redheaded woman. She looks a lot like the boy. Maybe she was his mother or relative. There's also a man, but the picture's blurred on part of his face. Both must be his parents, for sure. What a shame he doesn't have a good picture of both of them. Forgetting his father's face must be depressing, but not being able to remember the face of someone you used to love. There's a sticky note under the picture frame. Take Kishi to vet every month at 4:10 p.m. for vaccine health checkup. Take Kishi to the cat groomer every 2 weeks at 5:30 p.m. for regular bath, nail trimming, and haircut. This guy must really love his cat. It's like, you can do the cat baths yourself, too. And the trimming. Wait. Cookie. A cup of coffee. Has a smell of coffee from far. A warmer of coffee. With vanilla, cinnamon, sugar, and whipped cream. I can guess that the coffee has been sitting out there for a while. It doesn't have a typical steam rising from how hot it should be. It must be cold by now, if it was prepared some time ago. I wonder where the coffee maker is. I don't see anywhere. Could be in his own little break room. Seeing the coffee made my mouth water. Now I'm thirsty. The phone looks too old. I don't know. I didn't know there was still people who use these phones. I think there are people. Bonsai tree. A small bonsai. From what I've read and heard, they're difficult to care for. Oh, I know. I know. They're very delicate plants. You could say that again. I have tried. This little tree looks in good condition. It's one of the first times I've seen someone with a live bonsai. Here it is. What a leaf. I really wouldn't have liked to have spent money unnecessarily. Did you find it? Sorry, I didn't I don't usually ask when I find things. Sometimes people pretend to be the owners of objects just to steal them. Yeah. Though, to be honest, when the person has their iPad searching for their phone and it shows you exactly where the phone is, guarantee it's probably their phone. That was fair. It's not me, but someone a customer was actually doing that, and he was using his iPad. Apparently, it showed the entire parking lot. And he's really good at waiting for them to ask. It's always good to wait for them to ask. Yes, I don't know what I had on my mind to forget. We were literally in the store talking to him. So how did he just grab our phone, though? The guy gives me a smile. I stay silent, not knowing what to say. I turn my phone to check the time. Damn! I hadn't realized it was time to go to work. I'm supposed to be there by noon. I have to leave to make it to my shift. I have to go. Thanks for the book. No problem. Hope to see you here again. I leave the bookstore, starting to walk towards the bus stop. Today is a bad day. I went outside trying to calm myself down. While waiting, I noticed that the people around are decreasing. It's been 5 minutes, or maybe more, and the bus still hasn't come. I think I'll just walk. I'm getting even more delayed just by waiting for the bus. I start running in a hurry. I should already be there. Or could still get fired. I'm here. Good afternoon, Valentine. I say slightly out of breath after running all the way. I try to control my breathing as Valentine approaches me. It's late. Oh, I'm still late. Okay, I'm just gonna justify myself while I'm dying of an asthma attack. Justify yourself. I'm sorry, I hurried as fast as I could. Valentine looks at me without saying anything. He sighs, not seeming angry. I have to dismiss you, and the only thing I asked, you couldn't do it. Just get for today so I can pay you for this day's work. Go to your station, it's time to work. Valentine heads to the other side of the place, allowing me to go to my workplace. I observe a long line in front of the counter, probably customers waiting to be served. In the front row, there's a woman standing on the other side of the counter, scrolling the woman behind, scolding the woman behind. I paused for a moment, observing the woman. Her eyes were hidden behind the frames of her glasses, her brows furrowed as she shouted. Even with her conservative clothing, she couldn't hide her curves. I let out a sigh and gathered strength and approached the counter. Because a woman yelling at the counter needed to be silenced. As I approached, I noticed that her purse was designer, really expensive. I positioned myself behind the counter. I prepared to assist the customers who were waiting. I could say that this is my first time being late for something, but I wouldn't be lying. I would be lying. Okay, not me. I don't think I've ever been late unless it was with my friend that was always late. Although most of the time I tend to keep waiting tidily and be responsible with important matters. But I love her regardless. I don't belong to a job like this, but I don't blame myself. I never thought I would end up working in a liquor bar with low salary in a rough neighborhood. This is not the dream job I have for myself, so I guess Valentine firing me is a good thing after all. I observed the same girl from yesterday in the corner of the room. She's just standing there, pacing back and forth, as if she's nervous. I asked the customers to wait for me as I approached the girl. What was her name again? Evelyn? Adeline? I think it was Evelyn. What are you doing? I'm at the bar having a beer. But right now I'm talking to you. Very funny. Don't you plan to go back to serving the customers? No one works like you, so you must be out of time. Not really. It seems he decided to fire me. Fire you? Why would Valentine do that? What does he gain by firing you? He's really need a cashier. That man. That means I might not get to see you around here again. Don't get me wrong, but I'd like to go out with you. Well, this is weird. Just weird. I wanted to have a date with you. How embarrassing. The last part was almost a whisper, but I managed to hear it. She opens her mouth as she's about to speak. Valentine pauses for a moment. It seems that she's searching for the right way to say it. Will you give me your number? Guess this time I'll say yes. It's really evident that the girl is interested in me. I smile and give her my number. She gives me a smile. She's too nervous. Well, you should go back to serving customers. Maybe we'll talk later. Goodbye. The girl leaves the premises. I head back to the counter. A loud sigh as I continue serving the customers. Gradually, the line of customers becomes shorter. I don't know there were so many alcoholics in this small town. 3 men entered with sacks and huge boxes. They go out and come back with other sacks and boxes. One of the men is too old for a job that requires so much strength. He puts 2 sacks under his feet. He sets 2 sacks under his feet, while placing his hands on his chest. He's really exhausted. It's too much effort for someone like this poor man. Valentine appears in the room. His expression changes out of concern to one of concern. He talks for a moment with the man pulling at the sacks and listening to the man speak. Without exerting too much effort, he bends down, lifting the sacks easily, pressing them suggestively against his shoulder and hip. He begins to carry the sacks to the room. His face has a prematurely serious look. It has a serious look, as if he were focused on what he's doing. The way he effortlessly carries the sacks makes him look strong and fit. Look, he is strong and fit. His muscles tense and define perfectly with each movement. Without exerting too much effort, he bends down, lifting the sacks. He continues helping the men, until there's 5 sacks and 8 boxes. Valentine takes out his wallet and gives money to each of the men. He even tips the elderly gentleman, giving him a few pats on the shoulder. The men leave. Valentine looks at me, catching me watching him. I turn my gaze to the customers, pretending I haven't been distracted by anything that was happening. I calculate the prices, collect payment, and continue with my task. Valentine returns to their room. Everything continues as usual, really boring. Until it's not. I serve the customers almost mechanically, not paying attention to the conversations and questions. My gaze shifts from cash register to the clock. I wish it were closing time already, but there's still a few minutes left and there's nothing to do. I rub my tired eyes and went outside. It's really exhausting. What the heck? I still think someone would be trying to rob us. Someone has thrown a brick at the glass. Does Valentine have some sort of problem with someone? This isn't normal. He probably has a problem with the mafia. I'm distracted by watching the broken glass window until I see Valentine coming out through the door from their room. What happened? What? Valentine follows my gaze, and I watch as he remains motionless, staring at the broken glass. His fist clenches. He seems really tense, but he calms down after a short while. God, I should call the agent company to help me with the repairs. I don't have enough money to replace the broken glass. It's better to call them right away. Valentine speaks to himself as if he's thinking out loud. He seems too stressed, and I don't doubt it. I would be too. He puts his hands in his pants pocket and takes out his phone. His gaze remains fixed on the screen for a few seconds, and he lets out a sigh. Finally, he puts the phone to his ear. Hello, this is Valentine, the owner of the liquor bar. Something has happened, and I need your assistance services. Someone has smashed the window of the premises with a brick. What do you mean? How could I let that happen? Are you really asking me that? I ran them up the brick and let them do it. This agent seems like a piece of work. What the heck do you mean by how could I let that happen? I'm glad you care about the safety of your clients who hire your services. His sarcastic tone was evident. Oh yeah, well, Valentine doesn't finish the sentence. He remains motionless as he speaks. His hand slowly lowered the phone as he closes his eyes. He's trying to keep calm. They must have hung up on him. Well, time to look for, to stop having their services. And, also pay, just try to cancel them or something. Seems like, sue him? Seems like I'm not the only unlucky person today. His chest starts rising and falling rapidly. Is he having a panic attack? With frustration, Valentine looks at the others who are watching him with furrowed brows. He hunches over in embarrassment. I keep scanning the liquor bottles to try to divert attention from the situation. Several customers were murmuring things, some not distressed enough, and some were leaving. Valentine heads towards the other room of the premises. Gradually, the crowd starts to disperse until everything was clear. Should I go check on Valentine? No. I mean, we already did yes. We know what happens, so no. I don't think it's a good decision. He's angry, and any small approach might irritate him right now. Either way, I don't have a job or there's no point sticking more scolding. I stay at the counter, letting time pass until my shift ends. I can hear voices on the other side of the door where Valentine is. The ringtone of my phone catches my attention. It's an unknown number. I don't have it saved. Who could it be? Hello. Are you still working? I've been waiting for you outside your house. Come back early if you don't. Screw you and screw me as well. Good luck. Man, miss, I'm gonna freaking kick your butt. With a fire hose. What the heck? So of course, where does that sound come? Of where comes that sound? Huh? Hey, who are you? What the heck? Now I feel like I'm being constantly watched. Lion! I jump when I hear my name. I turn around to find Valentine behind me. Yes? You can go now. My other employee will take care of the things. Thank you for working here, even if it was just for today. Here's your pay for today. He hands me a small envelope with some bills inside. I'm sorry I have to let you go. I can't afford any more mistakes in my business. You know, I know it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, I'm glad it doesn't affect you. I hope you find a better job for yourself. I'm sorry about earlier. I get grumpy when I'm tired. I've hardly been able to rest rightly. You know, I have to run this business on my own. Well, I can offer you to take you home so you don't have to walk at this time of night. I nod and I leave the place. Valentine walks towards the street where his motorcycle is parked. He takes his helmet from his trunk and hands it to me. He sits down and puts on his helmet, then gestures towards the back seat, and I sit behind him. We start moving, and the streets are a bit dark. I can feel someone watching me, as if someone is following me. Well, we know there's someone following us. My paranoia increases. With every moment, I try to calm down, so the feeling will end. I see my house, I signal that it's my house, and Valentine stops in front of it. I get off the motorcycle and wave goodbye as I quickly walk to my house. I see Magnus, the neighbor, outside my house. He's laying against the wall while he looks at me somewhat angrily. I stop in front of my door upon hearing his voice. Ciao, Magnus, do you remember me, Wyan? Yeah, I have a fire hose with your name on it. I allow a small sigh and give him a smile. Hell, Magnus, what's up? Nothing, I was just waiting for you. Was it a tiring day at work? Well, actually, I passed by here in the morning, but you weren't here. So I was waiting for you to see what time you would arrive. I'd like to spend more time with you. I could help you relax a bit. I wonder if we, relax with him, he gets stabby by someone. I know how to release muscles with my... Yeah, I know. What do you think? Decline. I had a terrible day, really exhausting. I just want to rest right now. Listen, I'll do all the work. Yeah, I know, I don't want you anywhere near me. No, thank you. Now, Keith and Damien and Valentine on our hand. And we just met Keith. Okay, if it's not for today, you call me whenever you want some warmth. I'll call someone else. Let me know. Come regardless of the time. Of course, good night, Magnus. I'm flying home. I should take a bath. And plus, I have to be safe on YouTube, so no accepting his offer. Today was undoubtedly too exhausting. I leave my keys and phone on the nightstand. I collapse on the bed with a sigh of relief. I take a moment to relax. The sin of home smooths me. I take the money out of my pocket. It's not much, but it's exact money. I leave the envelope on the nightstand. Where did the sound come from? I stay silent, waiting to hear a noise again. Again, I think it's coming from the window. I don't feel like opening the window and peeking outside to see if anyone's there. I cover myself with the sheets, trying to ignore what just happened. Again, this must be a joke. Well, I get out of my bed and with the curtain of my window and look outside. I try to look around the window to see if anyone's nearby. There's no one. The tension gives me a slight shiver. There's a letter cut a cotton in the window. I grab it. Open the window slightly to retrieve the caught letter. I close the window again to calmly shut the window and read the letter. They may accuse me of blasphemy. I shall accept the sentence with pride. In my world, there is but one altar, and upon it you stand. I do not believe in gods. I believe in you. Let me offer you a sick of devotion. All yours, Hadison. This is too weird. Uncomfortable too. I shouldn't be reading this. I uncrumpled the letter and threw it to the trash can. Well, we did just get a Yandere book, so I think we'll be fine. I get ready to settle into my bed and finally sleep. And that was the rest of day 2 of Flower Letters. If you like my content, please consider subscribing if you're ready. Comment down below and liking the video. See you guys next time.